Today I will be sharing the pros and the cons of the Orange Crush Mini guitar amplifier and why this little beast might just be the amp you didn't know you needed. First, let's talk about the pros. So, the first pro is that it's super compact and portable. First things first, this thing is small. I'm talking mini. Like you could toss it into your backpack or just carry it with one hand and just forget it's even there. Whether you're rolling through the city, headed to a friend's house, or just chilling at home, this is easy to move around. It's like no more lugging around a big heavy amp. This thing gets the job done without breaking your back. The next pro is that it has the classic orange sound in a small package. If you've ever dreamed of rocking the classic orange sound, that gritty, crunchy, warm tone, you don't need a big amp anymore. This little guy packs that signature orange tone is in a surprisingly punchy way for its size. Crank up the gain and you'll get that delicious natural overdrive. If you're into classic rock, blues, or even punk, this amp has the vibe you're looking for. Think of it like that flavor of the orange amp without the giant price tag. The next pro is that it's battery powered for convenience. The battery life on this thing is crazy. It's good for such a small amp. You can run it on the 9-volt batteries and get 10 to 12 hours of playtime depending on how hard you're pushing it. If you're out and about or on the go and don't want to worry about the power outlets, this amp's got your back. It's literally a plug and play situation. Just throw some batteries in and you're set for the full session. The next pro is the headphone jack for a silent practice. If you're live in an apartment or just want to want to wake up the block, the headphone jack is a lifesaver. You can practice all night, play along with your favorite tracks, or work on new riffs without ever turning up the volume. No screaming neighbors, no complaints, just you and your guitar and your headphones. The next pro is it has simple controls and no overcomplicating things. One thing I really appreciate about the Orange Crush Mini is that it's so straightforward. You've got the 3 knobs, gain, tone, volume, no extra features that'll make you feel like you're driving a spaceship. Things can get really complicated on some amps. You can literally dial your sound quality without the confusion of all those additional settings you never use. Just turn the knobs until it sounds right and you're good to go. Simple as that. The next pro is that it's affordable for the price point. For what you get is crazy affordable. This thing won't break the bank and gives you a lot of bang for your buck. You're getting the classic orange tone, solid build, and portability, all at the price that won't have you reaching for your credit card every time you look at a great option for beginners, as well as anyone who wants a backup amp for something to keep in their practice space. The next pro is that it has a built-in input for jamming with music. You know how it is when you want to jam along with your favorite songs, right? The aux input on the Orange Crush Mini lets you connect your phone or MP3 player so you can play along with your backing tracks. It's an awesome feature if you're looking to practice with backing tracks or just vibe to some music while shredding your guitar. Now let's talk about the cons. Let's keep it real. No product is perfect. And the Crush Mini does have a few limitations you should know about. The first con is that it has a limited volume for larger spaces. Okay, let's not get carried away. While the Orange Crush Mini is loud enough for personal practice or small sessions, don't expect it to fill a big room or cut through noise in a crowded environment. It's a 3-watt amp, which is perfect for bedroom practice or even a small performance where you've got to be mic'd up. But if you need something that can project across a large room or stage without additional miking, you might want to step it up to something more powerful. The next con is that it's not the best for bass guitar or just bass in general. While it can technically be used for a bass, let's be real, it's not designed for it. The speaker is small and the overall tone lacks the low end punch that bass needs really just to stand out. So if you're trying to use it for bass gigs or heavy bass practice, it's gonna fall short most definitely. Stick to using this for electric guitar for the best results. The next con is that the tone control isn't super detailed. The tone control is just a single knob. It's pretty basic. You you're literally you get some range, but don't expect the full tone or fine tune your sound to fine don't expect to fine tune your sound like you would let's say with an amp that has more detailed EQ control. If you like to get really precise with your tones, you might find yourself limited here, but for most people, that single tone knobs does the job well enough. It's just not super fancy. The next con is that it has no built-in effects or extra features. So the amp is all about simplicity, but that means you don't get things like reverb, delay, or any onboard effects. For some people, that's not an issue at all, but if you use amps that have built-in effects or you like having more features for creative expression, you'll miss that extra flexibility here. You can always add pedals through though, and that can make up for it in a way. The next con is that it might not be it might not suit all playing styles. While this amp is perfect for classic rock, blues, or indie sounds, it may not be the best for genres that require crystal clear, clean sounds or super heavy distortion like metal. The gain can get crunchy but won't hit those extra extreme levels that a dedicated metal amp might provide. If you're a fan of high gain metal tones, you might want something with more power or more gain options. The next con is that it's plastic construction, but it's still durable. So the build is mostly plastic, which gives it that light feel and makes it easier to carry. But that can also make it feel a little less premium than some metal built amps. However, I will say that the plastic is still durable. I've thrown it in my bag and used it for months a couple of times, and it held up pretty good. Just don't drop it from crazy heights and you're good. The next con is that it's not ideal for studio work. You can use it for casual recordings or demos, but if you're aiming for high quality studio recordings, you're probably going to want to mic up a bigger, more powerful amp. The Orange Crush Mini gives you that great tone at lower volumes, but it's not going to replace the professional Orange setup for serious recording sessions. The next con is that it has a lack of customization options. With no channel switching, present memory, or advanced effects options, the amp doesn't offer much in the way of customization. It's great for people who just want to plug and play, but if you're looking for versatility or complex setups, this might feel a little basic. The next con is that it's not for high volume gigs. As mentioned earlier, if you're playing in front of a big crowd or large venues, this amp might struggle to keep up unless mic'd up, you know. It's really made for personal practice or smaller, intimate sessions. So if you're planning to gig regularly, you might want to consider something more powerful. The next con is that it has no foot switch capacity. For those who like to switch between clean and dirty tones while performing, the Orange Crush Mini lacks a foot switch option. It's a manual or all manual, so you'll have to tweak the knobs if you want to adjust for the sound for mid, or if you want to adjust sounds mid song or mid gig. So for more dynamic performances, this could be a deal breaker. Here's my final verdict. Should you get the Orange Crush Mini guitar amp? If you're looking for an affordable, portable, and easy to use amp with the signature orange tone, this amp is definitely worth considering. It's great for bedroom practice, small jams, and people who don't need a ton of extra features. But if you need something that's going to fill up a large venue, handles extreme gain for metal, or give you more fine control over your tone, you might want to look elsewhere. In the end, it's about knowing what you're getting and what you need. The Orange Crush Mini might not be for everyone, but for certain players, it's a total gem. Just don't expect to replace it with your main gigging amp. It's not that type of amp, but it's an excellent tool for practice and small scale use.